Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So we're going to have a look at the racing over the weekend, what went on, a few horses that I'm definitely interested in going forward, and we'll start off looking at the 2 mile 5 handicap at Kempton, where everybody spotted the pathetic effort from Kevin Brogan on No Ordinary Joe. I mean, it was as close to a non-trier as you can possibly get, I think, without it being classed as a non-trier. I'd love to see the handicapper go, do you know what? I'm not moving his mark. I worry that because it's a JP horse, he'll drop him £1, he'll drop him £2 and go, yeah, run off a lower mark as what you did last year when you finished second in the Martin Pipe, behind Iroko, in front of Buddy One, in front of My Eye, really good form. If he turns up there, he's definitely going to go close. I've actually recorded my Cheltenham Festival Each Way Lucky 15 first before this video, and I do talk about a horse that I'm very keen on in the Martin Pipe that will be against No Ordinary Joe, but he would definitely be a danger. Moving on to the 208, the Ida Chase, our selection disappointed, Galloping Bear. Tried to go forward and make the running sort of thing and fell away quite quickly. You would imagine that happened too quick to be his true running. It'd be interesting to see where he goes next. I do worry. I don't know where I would go with him next. But I do have one from this race that I'm very keen on next time. Major Dundee. Major Dundee was still in with a big chance when unseating. I think it was 2 out. In the Ida Chase. I think he was going to push them for winning it even. He definitely stays. We know he likes the, as far can go really, and any extra trip would have suited him, and I think he was going to be staying on really strongly. And yeah, he's one I'm very interested in next time. So he ran here off 132. I imagine he'll stay the same off 132. But surely he goes back for this Midlands National, doesn't he? He won that last year off 129, off a £3 higher mark. Yeah, I'm really, really keen on Major Dundee next time in the Midlands National. I know he's unseated, and that means he's failed to finish his last 2 races, but this was a much better run than previously. And he definitely would go into my calculations for the Midlands National. He probably goes off as my number 1 for the race, unless Tile Tapper also runs, who would also have a really big chance. I do like Tile Tapper still, but yeah, if that field turned up again, I'd be all over Major Dundee, and hopefully he could get about 12 to 1 again for the Midlands National. That's surely where he's got to go. That gives him plenty of time. That wasn't until the 18th of March last year, so the Saturday after the Cheltenham Festival. So plenty of time to get ready for that. Moving on to the 227 at Kempton, we had Tamuras, who finished second. Very frustrating. I've said our seconds have been annoying me recently. We had another couple. The only horse that was interesting here was Pembroke. Actually traded a lot shorter than I thought he was going to. 2.24 in the run, nearly even money in the run. He does stay this trip, but he's just been beaten by better horses. He needs a handicap. They're going to drop him in a handicap soon. I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm hoping it's the plate at the Cheltenham Festival, but Dan's recent comments, he did a stable tour sort of thing. He didn't mention Pembroke for the Cheltenham Festival at all. I do really like him though. I think he will go very close in the plate if he does turn up there. Got to remember he went off 9-2 favourite last year for the county hurdle. That was off a mark 136. I imagine the handicapper might drop him a couple of pounds for this, put him down to say 141. If he goes over fences, or if he'll stay over fences, if he goes in a handicap, he'll be interesting going forward. The final race I want to talk about, another frustrating one for us. Supremely West finishing second, got backed into 3 to 1 favourite. We highlighted him at 15 to 2, backed into 3 to 1 favourite. Really, really frustrating. Go and watch the run through. It's so similar to Lord Snooty the week before, who was another one of ours that finished second. Top of the hill, just before they turn in, he looked like it was beat. It was all over. Just was not responding at all. Turning in, Luke started to get a bit of a tune out of him, and the horse started to pick up and run on strongly. And I've watched it back, and I'm not totally sure what I think of the ride between the last two hurdles. Luke seems to not drop his hands, but he definitely seems to stop riding. Doesn't go after that leader enough, and then doesn't get there in the end after the last win. Gets beat by 2.5 lengths. I wonder what would have happened if he'd made a bit of an effort after that second last and in between the last and really tried to close down. It's possible that if you're not going to win this by a long way, don't win it so that we can win another race somewhere else. Because they would need to win by a long way. Jake Price on Twitter, if you're not following this guy, Jake Price Racing, go and follow him. He posts some really interesting analysis and thoughts for different races and guides, and he's produced this Potemps final guide, and as you can see, he's given them what their official marks are and what he thinks the Irish horses are going to get, plus a few that have been assessed over the weekend, such as Supremely West, +2 to 122. So he's guessed at +2. I think he's probably about right. He might get 3. But it probably demonstrates that he probably did need to win. I said probably a lot then, didn't I? He would have needed to have won that race yesterday to go up enough. On Saturday, sorry. He needed probably 7 to go up to 129 to potentially sneak in. I think he would have got in off 129. 8 he definitely would have got in off 130. Similarly, the week before we had Lord Snooty, who went up 2 or 3. He went up 3 for finishing second. That's kind of why I think Supremely West might go up 3. He went up 3. The winner went up 6. If he had added another 3, he would have gone up to 128. If he'd won, I think he would have got a little bit more, just because he would have looked like he was a bit of a sleeper, Lord Snooty. So I think he would have got in. So both of ours that finished second are not going to get in now. They did need to win to get in, but I just wonder whether the connections of Supremely West felt we need to win this comfortably to get a big enough rise. If we don't win it comfortably, we're not going to get in the final, and I don't want to win a qualifier and then not get in the final and kind of waste our very good mark. If it only goes up £2 or £3, Supremely West will still run a very big race next time. And it'll be interesting to see where that is. There's obviously the Ascot handicap, the Aintree handicap at the end of the season could be one that is interesting. Finally, the 337, the Coral Trophy. I highlighted previously when Phlegmatic won at Kempton, winning a race worth 18 grand, I think it was, that was a bad move to win that race. Probably cost him the win. He didn't lose by far. If he'd been better campaigned, I think he would have won this race off the same. If he'd run off the same mark as he did, or had been coming into the Kempton race 2 runs ago, I think he would have won, and would have picked up 85 grand. Instead, he picked up significantly less than that. I'm just going to see if I can find out what he did pick up. Give me 2 seconds, just flicking through. He picked up 7,900 for finishing 4th. I think they'll be disappointed with that. The other horse that's clearly very disappointing, Captain Orr. They've ruined him by over-racing him and being too aggressive, getting his handicap mark down. He's not getting in all these big races. He's got to now drop in class. He'll win when he drops in class. I'm pretty confident of that. You find him a similar race to what he's been Doncaster, Kempton, Ascot, any of those. If you can find him a class 3 race, though, that he gets in comfortably, he can certainly bounce back. And maybe he could then end up back in that Bet365 Gold Cup at the end of the season. Does he quite get the trip there? I'm not totally sure. I think he could be... he's one for next time if they go for an easier race. So there's some thoughts for over the weekend. Probably the main talking point here, No Ordinary Joe was given a very... it was a pathetic ride, to be honest. He's clearly coming back for the Martin Pipe. But the big one I really want to take out, Major Dundee, when he goes back for that Midlands, I will be very, very keen on him. Thanks for listening. Just as we're here, I do have a competition to win ratings. Let's go to win ratings from Friday. All you have to do, retweet the tweet that I'm going to post this analysis in, and also reply to my YouTube video where this is going to go, with the horse that I believe will win or go very close in the Midlands National. It's on the screen now. I've just mentioned him. So reply to the YouTube video with that horse's name and retweet this tweet, and you'll be in the draw, and I will pick a winner on Friday. And they will win ratings for the rest of... They'll win ratings for all of March. How about that? Win ratings for all of March by telling me who I think wins the Midlands National, and retweeting this tweet that you will see attached to this video.